Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today we got a bunch of topics to go through just like usual, so sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. Starting off with number one, Chelsea revive interest in Jules Kounde after Manchester City knock back Nathan Ake transfer bid. This one is music to my ears. Chelsea back looking for Jules Kounde. We know that personal terms have been agreed. There were talks of him going to Barca maybe. It doesn't look like that's happening at the moment. And Chelsea is set to go back in for him. It's the possibility of Kimpembe as well. It's not just Nathan Ake that we're looking at, Jules Kounde that we're looking at, but the Nathan Ake situation, we agreed personal terms, but Man City's valuation was here, and Chelsea weren't really willing to match it, which I'm very happy to see. That shows a lot of smart thinking from the club, and this is coming from the Evening Standard through Nizar Kinsella, I believe it is. And he's saying that our interest is revived in Jules Kounde, and that is big news. To me, the obvious choice, the younger choice, the higher ceiling, arguably a better player now, and will cost a little bit more than what they would have asked for Nathan Ake. So this one's big. It's also sounding like it's going to be Kounde or Kimpembe, not both. And that's a good sign for Levi Colwill. And then this is just being backed up by Simon Phillips, who says, told Chelsea didn't want to match the fee for Manchester City, so full focus turned to Kimpembe. My source reiterated to look out for Jules Kounde, so there's a possibility for either. It very well could be Kimpembe, and personally would not be my choice here. Out of the two, I'd absolutely be saying go for Kounde. Much better option, higher ceiling, just an overall better player, and I could see him really working in our defense. So hopefully it's Kounde. We'll see how it goes, though these things can change quickly, as we've seen. But the good sign is Chelsea have also been managing their business very quickly since, you know, the takeover, the change of the board members and all that. That Koulibaly deal felt like it came out of nowhere in a couple of days, so make sure you're sticking around for the future news. Next up, this is coming from the Metro, so take it with a pinch of salt, and it says Franky De Jong's agent encouraging Chelsea bid after Man Utd agreement with Barcelona. Now, I've seen a few reports on this, especially coming out of Spain, Mundo Deportivo, those sorts of reports, and they're basically saying that his representatives are encouraging Chelsea and PSG to bid for the midfielder despite Man Utd reaching an agreement with Barcelona. It says that they're willing to pay up to £63 million up front, with 8.5 in add-ons. Despite his preference to remain in Barcelona, he is not willing to leave until the Spanish club pay him his outstanding wages, which is about 17 million, which is crazy that they owe him that much, and are still going out and signing players. He says De Jong would rather join another Champions League club if he were to leave Barcelona, and the midfielder's agent is trying to get Chelsea and PSG to submit offers. So we've heard about Chelsea's interest in De Jong. We've heard that there's apparently been talks going on. Well, now we have it that basically he preferred to stay at Barcelona. He wants those wages sorted out if he's going to leave, so that's another problem in itself. But if he's leaving, it's not to Man Utd. He doesn't see them as a top club, rightfully so at the moment. It's Chelsea, it's PSG, you know, like he wants these Champions League clubs that are fairly safe to be qualifying for top four. And obviously we're a better project than Man Utd, so it's not necessarily Barcelona that's keeping him and he wants to stay there. It's that he doesn't want to go to Man Utd. And Chelsea, you know, whilst I've made my stance on Franky De Jong clear, I don't think it's a necessary signing for Chelsea this year. I think he is a good player, and if Chelsea were to go in for him, whilst it would cost a lot, about 72 million, it could work. So if Tuchel's down for it, we'll see what happens, but he could be joining Chelsea. You know, it's not staying at Barcelona that's a requirement, it's not going to Man Utd, which is funny in itself. Next up, we have a report from Fabrizio Romano saying Chelsea and PSG are informed on Lewandowski's situation. They've been told that his move to Barca is at final stages, never been any chance. He only wanted Barcelona. 4 months ago, on a 3-year deal, he agreed. He's joining Barcelona. So, you know, it's between Bayern and Barcelona now to sort out that fee and stuff, but as much as Chelsea were looking like they were in the race to agree a fee with Bayern, Lewandowski is saying, you know, these two clubs I'm not fancying. It's Barcelona, which I still do not understand why players are wanting to go to that club right now, but it's his decision. But he will not be Chelsea's striker going into next season. And speaking of Chelsea strikers, Armando Barella left training today, as you can see zoomed in here, in a protective boot, and as you can see sort of next to him, crutches, and he obviously wasn't walking on it, he was being sent out in a golf caddy. So genuinely a big problem there, whether he's broken his foot, whether it's just a sort of sprain and they're being very cautious with it, whether he just twisted it and he's just, you know, they're playing it safe. who knows, but a very worrying sign. If Chelsea are going to, we're going into this season with Kai and Broja as our strikers as it stands. Timo, if you want to count him as a striker, not as a winger. We cannot afford to be losing Broja. Whilst it might, deter some of the clubs coming in to try and buy him off Chelsea, we also needed to use him this year. So this really isn't a good thing for Chelsea to see this happening, but I guess we'll wait and see. Maybe it'll be okay. Maybe it's bad news. I'll update you guys when we get anything. And then we have Nizar Kinsella with an update saying Chelsea face competition from Manchester United to sign Jonathan Klaus, who could be targeted to replace Cesar Azpilicueta. So I'm seeing a bunch of weird reports in this one. Some saying that Chelsea are waiting to sign someone like Jonathan Klaus until Azpi leaves. But then I'm also seeing reports saying that Chelsea don't want to let Azpi leave until they've got a replacement lined up. So it's a weird one. I think he would be a good signing. He's a good wing back and he'd be good in Chelsea's system from a little bit of research I've done. But Man United are now looking to go in for him. And if Chelsea aren't going to offload Azpi soon, Barcelona trying to get that one over the line, then we might miss out on him. So I think it's in Chelsea's interest here to get Azpi offloaded for as much as they can get out of Barcelona, and then go and buy someone like Jonathan Klaus, and that would be a good little replacement there. So we'll see how it goes, but some conflicting reports there. It's a weird one. And here we have Kalidou Koulibaly posts a moving farewell message to Napoli and their fans on IG. Chelsea announcement soon. And if you guys want to go through and read this, here it is in its full screen view. You go read it if you want. I've read through it. It was a very nice message to obviously fans that are very close to his heart. Like he says, been there since June 1st, 2014. That's a long time now. And he's moving on to a new chapter of his career at Chelsea. The announcement, I'd imagine, will be in the next couple of days, so keep an eye out for that on Chelsea's socials and their website. But very, very excited with this one. This signing has got me feeling over the moon right now. And then we have Fabrizio Romano again saying Chelsea have signed another talent for the future. We signed Zach Sturge. That one's already done. Chelsea will soon announce Omari Hutchinson as a new signing, as he's set to leave Arsenal. So we're nabbing a little Arsenal youngster. Talks collapsed on a new deal, and he will join Chelsea as the secret scout reports. It's done. And here he is. There was apparently an under-23s or a development game where he was involved, and apparently he tore Chelsea under-23s a new one. So this guy may be a top talent in the future, we'll see how it goes. But there's been a few signings of Chelsea just going out and nabbing, giving contracts to these young talented players. And I like to see that, it shows that we are going to use that youth academy. Players like Levi Colwill may well get his chance this year. And I'm sure the other ones, players that you don't really think of making it at Chelsea, maybe Ethan Ampadu this year, maybe he gets a chance. I would have thought Ian Maatsen may be involved, but not so much. Kennedy, a player that's been here for God knows how long now. These sort of players, it does look like the new ownership are going to focus on youth, and it's a good sign. And these guys obviously being signed is a good thing because they seem like top talents from what I'm hearing. But that's going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like on it, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you will never miss out on a future video that I post. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.